All right, now we're going to go ahead and slide into some college basketball action. We have a great slate today. I mean, this is what college basketball is all about. We got some great games going off today. So we're going to go ahead and skip the 12 o'clock slate just because I got the upload out so late today. But we're going to start off with Florida at Kentucky, and we're already passing some good games. We have Texas Tech there. We got a Baylor game there. But here we are. Florida at Kentucky, 2 o'clock Eastern tip-off at Kentucky. The Wildcats open -12 down to -11. Total open 127.5 up to 128.5. Since those markets opened that one up, we've seen a steady fade of Kentucky when it comes to the spread. And we saw movement upward on the total. So once again, Kentucky opened -12 down to -11. Total open 127.5 up to 128.5. 66% of the consensus is leaning toward Kentucky now, and 68% of the consensus is shaded toward the over. Right now, the Gators are plus 440 for some money line cash. Now, if you like Kentucky at home here, I really can't blame you, but keep in mind they failed to cover in 4 out of their last 5. They also rank 198th in home. In defending the 3-ball on their home court. So other teams really having success from downtown in Kentucky. Now the Wildcats are covering just 33% of their games that tipped off at the current point spread, and they're covering just 40% of their games taking on teams between 500 and 650. So that's the win percentage, of course. Now Florida on their side of things, pretty good against the number on the road. They are 60% ATS when traveling. They also rank 11th in the country in road points allowed. They're giving up just 63 points a game when traveling. And when it comes to the scoring, Kentucky is 67% of the over, taking on teams allowing less than 67 points per contest. So with all that in mind, I'd lean toward the road dog in this matchup here. I'm going to go ahead and lean Florida plus 11 in the over 128.5 in that matchup there. Next game, Purdue at Northwestern, 2:30 tip-off at Northwestern. The Boilermakers open the betting as the 6.5-point favorite, total at 133. And since that one opened up, we're seeing steady movement toward Purdue in the early going here. We're also seeing movement upward on the total as well. That moved up to 134. Spread moved up to 7.5. So once again, Purdue opened 6.5 up to -7.5. Total open 133 up to 134. 71% of the consensus is leaning toward Purdue. 53% shaded toward the under. And at the moment, Northwestern is plus 265 on the money line. Now, if you like Northwestern in this spot here, they are 3-1 against the spread in their last 4, depending on where you shopped at. Now, a couple places had it, a couple books had it as a push in those last couple games. But if you were on the right side and you got the good number, Northwestern is 3-1 ATS in their last 4. They also rank 17th in the country in home points allowed. Really doing well on the defensive side of things at home. I don't know if it's the depth perception or people can't see good in there, or Northwestern is just that good on the defensive side of things. Ball control, ball possession, slowing it down. But can't really score in Northwestern. And they rank 1st in defending the 3-ball at home. So you certainly cannot shoot from downtown when taking on the Wildcats. Now, Purdue on their side of things, I really like Purdue. I think they're a quality team, but man, do they struggle in certain categories. They rank 233rd in field goal percentage on the road. They're shooting just 40% from the field when traveling. Unbelievable. They also rank 114th in road defensive field goal percentage. They're allowing their opponents to shoot 45% from the field when traveling. Now, total-wise, Purdue's 3-1 to the over in their last 4. They're also 60% to the over on the road this season. So with all that in mind, I'm going to lean toward the home dog in this matchup here. I'm also going to purchase the hook. No, I'm just kidding, because we are not purchasing the hook. It is Hook Watch 2019. We are on our 2nd day of not purchasing the hook. We haven't got burned yet when it comes to the spread. I'm going to take Northwestern plus 7.5, getting the job done against the number. and the over 134 in that matchup there. Next game, Louisville at Virginia. 4 o'clock tip-off in the Commonwealth of Virginia. All right, the Cavaliers open -13, total open 126.5. And since that one opened up, we're seeing movement downward on both lines. We're seeing movement downward on the spread. We're seeing movement downward on the total. That line's at 126, spread down to 12. So once again, UVA open 13, down to -12. Total open 126.5, down to 126 even. 58% of the consensus is leaning toward Virginia, 54% shaded toward the over. Right now, the Cardinals are plus 790 on the money line. Pretty good equity there. I mean, if you're thinking a dog's going to get the job done outright today, that might be the play. But if that is your play, it's going to be tough sledding. It ain't going to be easy for you. UVA 6-1 ATS in their last 7. The Cavaliers ranked first in college basketball in points allowed at home. They're giving up just 51 points per contest on their home court this year. Unbelievable. Louisville, they've dropped 5 out of their last 7 straight up. They're also just 1-4 ATS in their last 5. They rank 172nd in offensive field goal percentage. They're shooting just 43% in that category there. Now, total-wise, UVA's 3-2 to the over in their last 5. Chalky play. Very chalky here. UVA, give me them. -12 over 126 in that matchup there. Next game, Duke UNC. I think you college basketball fans are aware of this one, 3 versus 4. Duke at UNC, 6 o'clock tip-off at Chapel Hill. UNC open -3, total 166. And since that one opened up, no real surprises here as we're seeing money toward UNC in the early going here. We're also seeing movement downward on the total. That moved down to 164. Spread moved up to 4. Once again, North Carolina open -3, up to -4. Total open 166, down to 164. 56% are leaning UNC, 66% shaded toward the under. Duke is plus 175 on the money line. Now, obviously for Duke, Zion Williamson still out. Bolden and Jones are questionable for tonight's action as well, so be on the lookout for that. Duke has failed to cover in 5 out of their last 7. They also rank 157th in defensive rebounding. Really surprising from typically a technically sound Duke team, but really just not able to get those rebounds on the defensive side of the ball. Now, UNC, they're 6-1 straight up in their last 7 at home. 3rd in offensive scoring. They're dropping 87 points per contest on average. They're also 18-9 against the spread when laying the points. Now, total-wise, UNC is 5-2 to the under in their last 7. Duke 4-1 to the under in their last 5. Give me the Tar Heels of UNC -4 and the under 164 in that matchup there. All right, next and final game for the show. This is going to be a good one as well. And I'm talking about Michigan at Michigan State. 8 o'clock tip-off at Sparty. Michigan State open 3.5. Total open 134 and a hook. We're seeing really good two-way action when it comes to the spread. Not a whole lot of movement when it comes to that line there. We are seeing movement upward in reference to the total. That moved up to 135.5. So once again, Sparty open -3.5. They remain -3.5. Total open 134 and a hook, up to 135.5. Right now, the Wolverines of Michigan plus 145 on the money line, catching some quality plus money for an outright win if you're liking Michigan. Now, if you do like the Wolverines in this matchup here, it's going to be pretty tough for you. Sparty's been very good in several different categories. They are 6-1 straight up in their last 7, 5-2 ATS in those 7 ball games. They rank 2nd in college basketball in home offensive rebounding. They also are scoring 85 points per contest on their home court. Now, Michigan, on the other side of things, they actually rank 180th in scoring. Not so good there. They also rank 143rd in offensive rebounding. And they're just 4-6 straight up in their last 10, taking on Michigan State if you're into historical trends. Now, total-wise, Michigan is 3-0 to the over in their last 3. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Michigan State Spartans, 7-1 to the over in their last 8, taking on Michigan. So once again, another historical trend, and you see that a lot in this rivalry where these historical trends actually come into play sometimes. But with all that in mind, another chalky play for me here. No shame in that. Sometimes you got to make the right play, and I think this one is the correct play. I'm going to lean Michigan State -3.5 and the over 135.5 in that matchup there.